An impact on Las Vegas in a big way, especially if you're a longtime local with a big appetite and a tight budget. Since the end of the pandemic,
Vegas used to be famous for cheap, delicious buffets. Families could eat big meals for just $1. But now, those $1 meals are gone and buffets are more about money than food because corporate greed took over. But what really happened to the $1 buffet? Are these famous Vegas meals just a scam now? Let's uncover the truth. In 1946, Las Vegas was not yet the bright, busy city people know today. It was still a dusty highway stop, quiet in many ways, but filled with very big dreams. Casino owners were already thinking ahead. They knew that if they wanted people to stay longer, spend more time inside, and feel welcome, they needed a smart solution to a simple problem. Late at night, after the showroom lights went down, gamblers were still wide awake and very hungry. If those guests left the building to find food, there was a risk they would not come back.
Are looking at the financial statements, but they've never been here. They've never worked the line at the buffet and had the thank yous.
The answer was simple, clever, and bold. Hotel staff came up with the idea of putting out cold cuts, a few hot dishes, and offering all-you-can-eat food for exactly $1. This idea became known as the Chuck Wagon. Not long after, it was rebranded as the Buckaroo Buffet. The buffet was promoted with playful language, promising to calm the howling coyote in your stomach. According to historical records, this concept was developed by hotel staff, and some sources give credit to publicist Herb McDonald. At that time, the property was owned by Sanford Adler, who understood exactly what his late-night gamblers needed. The purpose of the Buckaroo Buffet was clear. It was not about making money from food. It was about keeping hungry guests inside the casino. For $1, people could eat as much as they wanted. That midnight meal quickly became a huge success. According to records from the Las Vegas Advisor, the $1 buffet was such a hit that every casino in town copied the idea within just a few months. A new Las Vegas tradition was born almost overnight. What made those early buffets truly special was the strategy behind them. They were designed as loss leaders. Casinos did not worry about losing money on food because they knew guests would spend much more at the gaming tables afterward. This thinking shaped the city. Other casinos followed the same path, offering low-price meals that felt generous and exciting. The Dunes charged $1.50 for its hunt breakfast, which included champagne and bagels with lox. The Silver Slipper offered its dinner smorgasbords for $1.98. Even the most luxurious buffets at Caesar's Palace never went higher than $2.75. These prices were not just numbers on a sign. They were promises. They told visitors that Las Vegas cared about everyday people. They showed that families could visit for a weekend and still afford to eat well and enjoy themselves. Casino bosses at the time understood something very important. Happy customers return. Loyal customers build cities. This way of thinking helped to turn Las Vegas into a destination that felt open and welcoming to everyone. The magic of those early buffets was not only about low prices, it was also about the feeling they created. Families could sit together and enjoy a full meal without stress. Fathers could pile their plates with roast beef. Mothers could sample shrimp cocktails. Children could enjoy desserts without limits. Everyone felt included. It was fair, simple, and generous. The buffet became a shared experience where no one felt left out. What many regular visitors understood then is something that later decision makers would forget. Las Vegas was never just selling food. It was selling dreams. Walking into a buffet like the one at the Silver Slipper was not only about eating dinner, it was about feeling special. It was about tasting luxury at a price that made guests feel lucky, even before they won anything. That feeling mattered. It made people feel valued and respected. As time passed, change slowly arrived. During the 1980s, casino operators began to rethink the buffet model. At first, the changes felt reasonable. Prices increased gradually. $5 became acceptable. Then $8 followed. Eventually, prices reached $12. At the same time, the amount and variety of food grew. Guests were offered more choices, larger spreads, and bigger displays. For a while, it felt like a fair trade. Then, 1993 arrived, and everything changed. That year marked a turning point for the Las Vegas buffet as people had known it. The simple idea that once focused on care, loyalty, every major property tried to outdo the others. The competition kept growing, pushing buffets to become bigger, better, and more impressive. The peak of this buffet era came in 2012 when Caesar's Palace opened the Bacchanal Buffet. This was a $100 million project designed to celebrate excess. It featured 9 show kitchens and more than 500 different dishes prepared every day. Industry reports described it as the new gold standard for all-you-can-eat dining. It represented the height of what Las Vegas buffets could be. However, longtime Vegas visitors noticed a clear change. Prices began to rise steadily. $20 turned into $30, $30 turned into $50, $50 climbed to $75. Casinos learned that people were willing to pay higher prices even when the costs kept increasing. Still, many felt that even at $50 or $60, these super buffets offered strong value. Guests enjoyed restaurant-quality food from many cuisines, often prepared by award-winning chefs. Portions were generous, service was attentive, and families could still enjoy a special outing without spending too much. Everything changed in March of 2020. The global health crisis brought everything to a sudden stop. Casinos used this moment to permanently close buffets they had already been questioning for years. Before the crisis, Las Vegas had more than 70 casino buffets. Today, only 12 remain open. In less than 5 years, about 85% of Vegas buffets disappeared forever. Casino executives explained these closures by pointing to safety rules and high operating costs. The head of Caesars Entertainment admitted that each buffet was losing an average of $3 million per year. What was not openly discussed was what that loss represented. It was the cost of customer loyalty. It helped keep families returning and supported the image of Las Vegas as a place where anyone could feel special for a weekend. Station casinos, which were especially popular with locals, announced that none of their buffets would ever reopen. The feast buffets at Red Rock, Green Valley Ranch, and Sunset Station had been loved for decades. These places were not tourist-focused. They were community spaces where locals gathered for birthdays, anniversaries, and family dinners. Their loss was deeply felt across the city. The Rio's famous Carnival World Buffet closed permanently and was transformed into the Canteen Food Hall. The Aria Buffet, once known for serving some of the best food on the Strip, became Proper Eats, a food hall with individual vendors selling expensive sandwiches. These changes marked a clear shift away from the buffet tradition. The few buffets that survived became much more expensive. These prices feel more like fine dining, yet the service remains cafeteria style. Current pricing data shows that a family of 4 can easily spend $400 to $500 for a single buffet meal at these locations. This is a sharp contrast to the past, when the same family could eat for $20 to $30 total. Instead of buffets, food halls have taken over. Proper Eats at Aria, the Canteen at Rio, and Block 16 at the Cosmopolitan are now common. These are not buffets. They are modern food courts where guests pay restaurant prices for fast and casual service. A Las Vegas local and digital creator explained that food halls are simply trendier food courts aimed at younger and wealthier crowds. This shift clearly shows that families and locals are no longer the main focus. When Vegas buffets meant family and community, many longtime Las Vegas locals and regular visitors have shared strong feelings about how the city's buffet culture has changed. One local, who has lived in Las Vegas since 1975, explained that families truly loved the inexpensive buffets in the past. Even when bringing children, the prices were very low and manageable. These buffets made it easy for parents, grandparents, and kids to enjoy a full meal together without stress. Today, that same local feels that casinos seem focused only on attracting rich elites who do not mind paying high prices for buffets that offer only average quality. This feeling reflects a deep disappointment that goes beyond food and cost.
Burger, that's a whole nother story there, sir.
And that story starts with the number 6, $60 paid for 2 hamburgers. That's what Houston, Texas resident Jennifer and her daughter forked up to Johnny Rockets at the Excalibur. Are you paying $60 for 2 hamburgers in Houston?
No.
Another longtime resident shared a similar experience. This person used to visit Las Vegas 4 or 5 times each year and always brought a comfortable amount of money for gaming and fun. Buffets in Las Vegas were never just about eating. They were important community spaces. They allowed 3 generations of one family to sit at the same table and feel included. Every person could find food they enjoyed. Grandparents could enjoy prime rib, parents could explore seafood options, mothers could sample dishes from international stations. Children could happily fill their plates with mac and cheese and ice cream. Everyone felt seen and welcome. This shared experience made Buffett special and deeply connected to family life. Station casinos understood this idea better than most. Their feast buffets were designed with locals in mind. They focused on comfort food, reasonable prices, and a warm neighborhood feeling. Reviews from customers showed how meaningful these places were. People celebrated birthdays there. Families held reunions there. Some even brought first dates to show a taste of the good life without spending too much money. These buffets were not just restaurants. They were trusted gathering places where memories were made over many years. When station casinos announced that their buffets would never reopen, the impact went far beyond closing dining rooms. These closures removed important community anchors that had supported Las Vegas neighborhoods for decades. A familiar and comforting part of daily life disappeared. For many locals, this change felt permanent and deeply personal. Still, there is some good news for those who believe in the heart of Las Vegas buffet culture. A few places continue to protect that spirit and offer real value. South Point's Garden Buffet stands out as a strong example. It became a symbol of hope for buffet lovers. Reports show it was the only casino buffet that stayed open consistently starting in July 2020 and later returned to full self-service. Prices range from $18.95 to $52.95, depending on the meal. By today's standards, these prices are considered reasonable. Locals appreciate it, and reviews often praise both the quality and the value offered. The Palms Ace Buffet also continues to honor value-focused dining. It offers dinner for $47 on Mondays and Tuesdays. This is considered the best buffet deal in Las Vegas. Food experts note that its off-strip location helps it focus on locals and visitors who care about value rather than only targeting tourists willing to spend more. Circus continues to support families by operating its weekend buffet at family-friendly prices. It understands that not everyone visiting Las Vegas is a high roller. Their breakfast buffet is priced at $32.95. Although it is only open from Friday through Sunday, it keeps the classic Las Vegas spirit alive. Families feel welcome, and the atmosphere reflects an older, more inclusive style. For those willing to explore beyond the main tourist areas, smaller ethnic buffets across Las Vegas still provide authentic food at fair prices. These places offer strong quality and variety without high costs. Mount Everest, which serves Indian cuisine, charges around $15 for lunch buffets. Customers often highlight the exceptional quality and wide selection available at this price. Even some premium buffets occasionally show respect for their past by offering deals that reflect their history. The Wynn Brunch costs $59.99. While this is expensive compared to earlier times, it is considered reasonable for the level of quality provided. Bacchanal offers a 24-hour buffet pass that allows guests to visit multiple Caesars properties. This brings back memories of the classic buffet of buffets experience that once defined value dining in Las Vegas. Standing up for the real Las Vegas. Here is the simple truth. For every regular visitor and longtime supporter reading this, the Las Vegas you helped build is slowly being pushed out of reach. The city that once welcomed loyal guests with open arms is now becoming a place that feels less friendly to the people who gave it life. Many of the decision makers at the top never truly understood what made Las Vegas special in the first place. They are now choosing to focus more on wealthy tourists than on the everyday visitors who supported this town for decades. Long-term loyalty is being treated as less important than short-term profit. Authentic Las Vegas hospitality is being replaced by corporate profit strategies that look impressive on paper but feel empty in real life. The heart of the issue is simple. The people who shaped Las Vegas through years of visits, spending, and trust are being priced out. The new focus is on visitors who may not recognize the difference between genuine service and polished corporate branding. These executives are betting on guests who are willing to pay high prices without understanding what Las Vegas used to stand for. That choice sends a clear message to regulars, and it is not a comforting one. However, even in this changing landscape, regular visitors still have influence. That influence shows up every time a choice is made. Each time you support places that still reflect the real Las Vegas spirit, you are making a statement. Choosing options like South Point's Buffet or the Palms Monday deals is more than just picking a place to eat. It is a way of showing support for value, fairness, and tradition. Each visit is a small but meaningful vote for the Las Vegas that once welcomed everyone. On the other hand, skipping overpriced food halls and looking for better alternatives sends another message. It tells the industry that customers will not accept being taken for granted. The challenge today is that Las Vegas no longer works the way it once did. In the past, visitors could walk into almost any casino and expect to find a good buffet at a fair price. That simplicity is gone. Modern Las Vegas demands careful planning. Visitors now need to research deals ahead of time. Timing has become important. Knowing which places still offer honest value is now a skill rather than a bonus. What used to feel easy requires effort and attention. For families, this shift has changed everything about planning a Vegas trip. In earlier days, families could rely on affordable dining across the Strip without much thought. Now, careful budgeting is necessary. Families must actively search for options that still make sense financially. Many have learned that staying off the Strip offers better opportunities for affordable meals. Properties such as South Point or Sunset Station give families easier access to dining that does not strain their budgets. These choices allow families to enjoy Las Vegas without feeling punished for wanting to eat together. Despite all these changes, there is still a bright spot. The buffets that continue to offer real value have become special places. They are no longer just restaurants. They are gathering points for people who remember what Las Vegas was meant to be. When you eat at places like Garden Buffet or the Palms ACE, you are surrounded by others who understand the original spirit of the city. These diners know that Las Vegas was built on big dreams that were meant to be reachable, not reserved only for those with unlimited money. This reality connects directly to the larger story of Las Vegas itself. The evolution of Vegas buffets mirrors the transformation of the city. Las Vegas began as a place where working people could feel rich, even if only for a short while. Over time, that idea slowly faded. The city moved away from affordability and toward exclusivity. What was once welcoming became selective. What was once generous became guarded. Yet this story is not finished. Every action still counts. Every comment shared online matters. Every experience discussed adds to a growing conversation about what Las Vegas should become next. Choosing value instead of hype is not a small decision. It is part of a larger pushback against trends that ignore loyal customers. Casino executives do pay attention to patterns. When enough people make their voices clear, change becomes possible. Supporting the places that continue to respect their guests is essential. Celebrating buffets that maintain both quality and fair pricing helps keep them alive. Sharing honest experiences helps other regulars know where authentic service still exists. It also highlights which locations have drifted away from their roots. Honest feedback builds awareness and strengthens the community of people who care deeply about Las Vegas. It is also important to challenge the idea that high prices automatically mean progress. Overpriced food halls and extremely expensive family meals do not represent improvement. True progress would balance better quality with respect for customers. It would protect the spirit that made Las Vegas famous while still evolving. What many people see instead is greed wrapped in the appearance of luxury. That approach may look impressive, but it leaves behind the people who made the city successful. At its core, the story of Las Vegas buffets is about respect. It is about respecting the guests who supported the industry year after year. It is about honoring traditions that gave the city its identity. It is about believing that everyone deserves access to enjoyable experiences, not just those with elite credit cards. That idea matters deeply. It reminds us why Las Vegas felt magical in the first place. That respect is something worth defending. It is worth protecting through everyday choices. It is worth standing up for one meal at a time. Each decision sends a message. Each visit supports a value system. Each shared story keeps the memory of real Las Vegas alive.